Well, here we are then. This is my final race in ILR3 rather than doing a live stream because my teammate's not here. He's won the title, he's away, he's buggered off, probably having a sangria somewhere on a nice beach. So it's left up to me then to try and win the Constructors for Williams against Sauber, but both their drivers here tonight and they are about 20 odd points ahead, so it's not really happening. Apologies if you can hear my fan in the background, but it is like a million degrees and I am sweating my bollocks off. So then, let's have a look at the weather. Qualifying dry, and of course the race is going to be dry. No one really out on the circuit yet, not that it matters too much. So we're load to set up. I've been in time trial, I've managed to increase my lap time by nearly 5 tenths. We'll go out on the whatever, we'll go out in the ultras. One thing that the league have decided, asking majority of the drivers, is to have the safety car on, because obviously the safety car in this game has been glitched for quite a while. I'll just go through my setup, I'll drag the fuel out. So 1.8 on the wings, transmission 175, but obviously the diff will be dropped down to 50 during the race to save tyres. Suspension, there it is, suspension here as well. I was running 6.4, I've dropped down to 4.4. Brakes 100% on the pressure, tyres thereabouts, weight distribution at 7. Was been running 6 last few races, but I bumped it up to 7 now. So yeah, that is the setup. We'll go out and circuit in a minute. Yeah, the ILR Inside Line Racing League I decided to put the safety car on for the final race of the season. It will probably glitch if it does come out. I had it on in another league that I was commentating on, PSF1, about 3 or 4 months ago, and it came out around about half distance for like 2 laps, then it would go in, and then about a lap later it would come back out, and then it would go back in, and then it would come back out, and I think it was out about 6 times in the last 12 laps or something, which ruined the race, but it left the last couple of laps quite exciting, so it might happen tonight. So I'm probably betting that there will be a safety car, and if it does come out I'm probably betting it will glitch. So tyre strategy and where you are on the track will count as well. Certainly as well if you're coming up to the pit lane before, just as the safety car comes out you can quickly duck in, but we'll just see how it all unfolds. We'll have a look at the lobby then. There's a few people in here I'm not familiar with. Tim Veg Gaming, Triple Eight, I think he's new. Ravers Revenge, Gav Pig is new. Lukey Luke is my teammate, but I don't know who he is, and I'm pretty sure he's very new. It's You is new as well. Fat Slag, yes, we have a driver called Fat Slag, and all these guys are pretty much regulars as well as I am as well. So yeah, the season has been slightly disappointing, as we now go out and track to do our outlap. I've had a few low points finishes, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, that sort of thing. A few retirements as well, a couple of disconnections, and with my job as well, I've missed probably about 7 or 8 races this season. But I got a podium at Malaysia in the wet, which was very, very nice. And last week at Brazil, after tagging my front wing at the very start, I managed to recover to, I think, 8th or 9th in the end. So I'm going to go and do the outlap, and then we'll see what we can do as our first time lapped in our final ILR League race. So our lap all done. I've got a car behind me, a McLaren, who's probably quicker than me, so hopefully he won't catch me up too much. So then, here we go. First flying lap. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, that was a poor end to the lap, 1.6 off. We're only in 11th place. Definite room for improvement. I lost a little bit of time, I think, in turn 1, the hairpin leading onto the back straight, the chicane as well, and pretty much most of sector 3 I was missing the apex by a good 3 or 4 feet. So there's definite time there to be found. So we'll have a slow in lap now, get back to the pits, change onto another set of ultra soft tyres, and see if we can get ourselves inside the top 10. So just come back into the garage now, just under 4 minutes left, that'll be fine. I usually go out with about 2.5 left to go, something like that. I'm not going to look at the split time, see where I'm losing time. It's quite obvious that a majority of it was in sector 3. So we'll put on another set of ultra soft tyres, we'll drain the tank virtually empty so I can just about get round to do my flying lap. And then we'll get back out there, try to find ourselves some track space, and then go for another time lap and see if we can creep inside the top 10. 17 drivers, and I believe I'm 12th at the moment, which is pretty much my pace for this season in ILR. But it'd be nice to try and start inside the top 10 for the final time. Right then, 2.5 minutes left of the session. Let's get our asses back out there. Very much like real life, the qualifying sessions in ILR. Everyone gets out very early to get a lap time in, and then everyone gets out right at the end to go for one more flying lap as well. The track does develop and gets faster as the qualifying session goes on, so it really does pay to be one of the last cars, if not the last car, over the line. We've got a few people already coming round to start their flying lap, so I have to make sure we are well out of their way. Just one guy coming round now. I'll wait for him to go. My teammate is catching me, but I'm not bothered by that. On the right hand side, there he goes. Right. bring that up, make sure I don't run out of fuel. Got my teammate behind me, he's just come out the garage as well, and there's another guy as well who's on a flying lap. So we'll make sure to get out of his way going down the straight. I don't want to give him a tow. Kind of want to be the last car across the line if I can manage it. I've come very close before, where I've literally crossed the line with a second left. I've got to make sure I don't run out of time. I've got to make sure I've got no one else around me as well. Looks like the two guys behind me then are just creating a bit of space for themselves. And I will do the same. Although I know that 2 or 3 of the guys ahead of me... Ooh, we've run a little wide. 2 or 3 guys ahead of me are on fine lap. So I've got a clear track. Trying to find a little bit more if I can. Because there's a gaggle of about 5 or 6 cars up ahead. Oh, and they're all backing up. Look at this. They're all backing up to try and find... So it's an absolute clusterfuck there in the final 2 corners. You see all them white dots on the map. Now I've got time to pull over and wait. So I am going to be the final car across the line. Try and get a little bit more temperature into the tyres if we can. Right, let's go for it. Here we go then. One final lap. Went purple in sector 1 there, that's a surprise. We're nearly 2.5 tenths up already on our previous best, not the pole time. That would be insane. So we'll just keep pushing here. Sector 3 is where we'll make most of the time. A little bit of a mistake there into the chicane, but we're still improving our lap time. Over 4 tenths up now. Now I've got to be quiet and really concentrate. Two corners to go. We're nearly a second up. .36.4 is the pole. We're not going to get that. It's a 37.6. It's put us 1.1 off of pole in 11th place. So that's not bad actually. Out of the 17 we've qualified in 11th, and it means we're the first driver on the grid that gets a free choice of whatever tyres we want, and of course they're brand new tyres as well. So it does give us some nice strategy opportunities there. My God, the Dutch people are invading. So my teammate's taken pole. Congratulations to him. Joker in second place, Grunt in third, Fat Slag, who was on provisional pole early on, in fourth. And you can see there just how competitive it's being an ILR. I mean, look at that, you got 101, 101, 101. I've beaten It's You by 7 thousandths of a second. Then we go all the way down to 7th place. Okay, little piece is probably off the pace. 1.4 seconds then separates the top 16, and he was on the super soft tyres. So you could probably say 1.3 separates the top 16. And that's how competitive it has been this season in ILR, which is why I've been struggling a little bit. You know, if there's people out there that are quicker than you, then you're going to be falling down the order. So that's qualifying all done then. We'll skip that little intro, and then we'll get on with sorting out our strategy, and then get on with the formation lap, and then the big main event itself. So let's have a look at the race strategy. So it's saying super softs onto softs. I'm tempted. Right, I think there's going to be a safety car or two, so I am tempted. This is a risk. This is a risk. I'm going to underfuel the car by a lap, and I'm going to start. Oh, it won't let me. I've got to do that, haven't I? There we go. That'll do. So we'll leave it like that. We'll start on these soft tyres, the hardest of the 3 compounds, so we will be quite slow at the start of the race. I'm going to underfuel the car by a whole lap and pray that a safety car does come out so then I can save some fuel. The advantage of underfueling a car means you will be quicker. The disadvantage is at some point you do have to massively fuel save, and this is a track that does drink quite a lot of fuel. So I'm praying that there's going to be at least one safety car where I can save some fuel. So the formation lap's on the way, and then we'll get the race on the go. So just in the formation lap as well, everyone is weaving and dancing around. I'm going to do the Kimi Räikkönen thing and just drive normally, because it does add tyre wear to your tyres. I don't know why people do it. Maybe they want to be cool. So I've had a look at the race director, and I am the only one out of the 17 drivers that's starting on the soft tyres. We've got the Ultras, the Supers and the Softs. And if you're not too sure what the tyres mean, Ultra Softs are the quickest tyre available, but they do wear out at a quick rate. The Super Softs is probably a nice medium range, good decent amount of grip, and they do last quite a while. Soft tyres I'm running, they will go quite far into the race, but they don't provide the biggest amount of grip levels. So I'm the only one then. It's kind of going off strategy. I think most people here are going to try and be quick if they can. And like I said, I'm as we make sure to move the diff down to save the tyres. There we go, 50%. So then diff's down to 50, that will save tyre wear, and I'm expected to go as long as humanly possible into this race. And a couple of safety cars might help us as well, because starting on the soft tyres means that we can run the Ultras towards the end of the race if we need to. A few people have been disqualified because they've been naughty on the formation lap. So my car will be AI controlled in a few seconds, and then we'll take our spot on the grid. Here we go. Gives me a few seconds just to quickly wipe my hands, make sure that they're not sweaty. 11th out of 17. It says 14, but there are 17 people. So I'm hoping for a good race. Is all I want, a good race. But the first lap or two, there'll be quite a bit of contact out there. So then, here we go. Let's get this right. We've underfueled by a lap. Only driver on soft tyres. 5 lights. Final race in ILR is go, and away we go now. Already losing positions. Everyone has a bit of grip off me off the line. All getting very close up front and personal. Ferrari that's lagging. I've lost 1 position so far, possibly 2. Gap pigs on my right in the McLaren. Expect a bit of carnage down here. We'll try not to dink our front wing if we can. Back up the inside. Oh, a bit of contact there with Gap pig. But we're inside going into the hairpin. So we take back that 12th place. We might have a bit of a run on Huberto Mancini here in the Mercedes. Also make sure replace wing damage to no. Filter back in behind the Mercedes. It's all getting very personal with these guys. I can see a crash. I can see a crash. People are weaving. They're touching. They're rubbing. They're flirting with each other. Just need to stay back 3 wide into this chicane. And there's the crash. And 3 people have absolutely been annihilated. So there's a surprise. Called it. 2 people out straight away. The Mercedes has absolutely cut that chicane. We might get an early safety car here. So 2 drivers already out. Called it. And we're back inside the top 10 now. So we've actually gained 1 position, and this Mercedes ahead of me has no front wing. Hopefully he behaves himself. Dude. Dude. Come on, mate. You've got no front wing. Childish. So up to 9th then on the soft tyres. Everyone else ahead of me has buggered off into the distance already. And we will be slow than pretty much everyone behind us. But it's not a bad strategy, I don't think, running the softs. It's certainly different from everyone else. I did expect possibly 1 or 2 around me to go for the soft tyres, but everyone's decided to be aggressive and go Ultras and Supers. Oh, we got a yellow flag. There's a Renault facing the wrong way. So another early casualty here. Up to 8th. As we complete what will be the 2nd lap. My teammate's setting the fastest lap, so I believe he's in the lead of the race, so good luck to him. DRS is now enabled, which will put me under a bit of pressure down the 2 back straights where the DRS zones are. As McLaren might have a run on me. Not too sure what Tim Veg Gaming Triple Eight was all about. And I'm pretty sure he was on pole position, was he not? Or not too sure. I'm going to have to defend. And we've gone so deep. Oh, he's gone through anyway, so that's probably fair. So I've got both McLarens ahead of me now. That was a bad mistake, really. Dirty air following cars in front of you is really evident. Oh, Cav crashed, he's out. I could see that happening. You've got to take a slightly different line through 2 and 3 really, when you're following someone so closely, because the car will start to understeer wide. And once you get on them curbs, you pretty much lose all control. The car lifts up and you pretty much spear into the wall. So Gav Pig's another early retirement. Puts me back up into 9th, and they're surrounded by 2 drivers on the super soft tyres. This time we get the braking right. Virtual safety car is out, so we can save a little bit of fuel. Here we go. Now back up into standard. So we've saved a little bit of fuel. Serving into the 6th lap. Sort of on our own at the moment. 3 seconds behind Tim Veg Gaming as we run wide, coming out of 1. And just over 2 seconds ahead of King MJJ. That's fine. I don't mind being on my own. I want to stay out of trouble. We're into lap 9, more people in the pits, we're up to 4th now. And as you would expect, oh, we're running wide through 1. As you would expect, most of those that have made pit stops going on for soft tyres, they won't be making another pit stop. And this, of course, is a late race safety car, and a few might duck in. I'm being hunted down now by 2 drivers, soon to be more. I don't like being hunted, I like to be the hunter. I make silly little mistakes when I've got people behind me that I know are quicker. It's just pressure, that's all it is, it's just pressure. Now my teammate's made it through, he's now up to 4th place, and he's ahead of us on track. And he's gone for the super soft tyres. But even though he's my teammate, I'm not going to make it easy for him. Why should I? So he doesn't do anything silly, and just be patient and wait for the DRS, which will be around the corner. And now he will probably make his move. Ferrari's managed to get past culminates as well. Well, I don't know what that was about. Try to Wasberg me. Now I've got Raver's Revenge, who's gone for the ultra softs again. Oh really, mate, come on. I completely balls that up, and I've got Carl behind me, who's done well to stick to the back of Joker as he went past me. Any point defending from the Renault? Not really. I'll move over a little bit, give him a bit of a squeeze, give him a bit of a squeeze, no harm in that. Oh, he's early on the brakes. We're back down to 5th. Of course, we're out of position at the moment. Still, we need to make a pit stop. 4 cars behind me at the moment. Jesus Christ. It's not because I'm slow. I want to point that out to everyone. It's because I'm on oldie soft tyres and everyone behind me is on quicker, fresher tyres. Well, apart from Carl, who again is sideways everywhere. The thing we've got going for us at the moment is we're quite quick down the straights. And with Carl behind us as well, struggling in them tyres, we're not really in danger of being passed. Not until Carl gets past himself, but he's always been quite quick down the straight. So the guys behind me and Carl, who are probably really legit fighting for a podium, are getting a bit frustrated at the moment. Not that I care. I really don't care about any of them. I'm in it for myself, of course, as every driver is. But it's still promising to see these tyres still relatively on pace. So I might find myself in a battle with Carl towards the end of the race. I don't know what tyres he's gone on. I assume he's gone for a set of ultras. I'm going to do the same in about 3 or 4 laps time. And then he will probably be about, well, I'd say several seconds up the road from me, and then it'll be up to me to try and catch him and hunt him down. So I could be in a battle for about, I'd say 9th or 10th with Carl towards the end of this race. Right, into the final corner. We're going to duck off into the pits. No idea where we're going to rejoin. Let's not speed into the pits. Sorted. Right, ultra soft tyres. Let's see where we rejoin. So it might be 9th or 10th. Possibly 11th or 12th actually. Just ahead of King MJJ. Oh, what are you doing, Grun? Concentrating very hard there. Taking 1.2 seconds out of Mancini. As he is now up with those slower guys. So at present pace, if we can keep this going, we'll be with these guys probably last lap. Oh, it's a spin. Mancini's had an incident with someone. And he's spun into the grass. It's up to 9th and he's a long way back as well. So it's a guaranteed 9th at the moment. Mancini retires. At this late stage of the race, we're not going to get a safety car. Which is agonising really, because we're catching these 3 guys ahead of us over a second a lap. Oh, Cole's tyres are definitely gone. Look at that. He's all over the place. I don't know who that is ahead in the Mercedes, but he's struggling as well. We can't have a line then. Final lap driving in ILR. Cole's all over the place here. Mercedes over the curve. We've got an opportunity here for 2 places. Got to be smart. Oh, and Cole's gone in too deep and tagged the back of the Mercedes. He spun round. We're in fuel saving mode, but we might have DRS off of Ritson, so it's Ritson then. Who's going to try and carry these super soft tyres, I believe, a majority of the race. We're almost there with the fuel now. So frustrating, because I reckon I could have done Ritson. I might be able to have an opportunity towards the very end of this lap. I'm sitting at 8th at the moment. Right, 0.04 worth of fuel. Back into standard. Up the inside into the final corner. Richard, eat my fucking goal, mate. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. We got 7th. We got 7th in my final race. Ah, that's great. Which I don't think Richard would have expected that. As Grant decides to finish in the pits. So yeah, I mean they do stream every race, and when I go into commentary, obviously I'll be streaming on their channel as well. So hopefully they caught that at the end. That'd be quite nice.
Listen, yes, it is 4th, 5th for Tim. Just look, it's going to get 6th. Through the last corner comes Jasklen. Crosses the line at 6th position, Ritson. Oh, he's having a look at the last corner, down the inside of the last corner. What a dive! What a dive from Lilliard in his final race. Snatching out the line, snatching out the death. And Lilliard's going to get 7th in his final ever race on the line. Fantastic.
So there we go then, as people start to leave the session. The season is now over. That's my 2 seasons in ILR racing done. And in September, once we kick off again on F1 2018, you'll find me in the commentary box, which will be nice. And there'll be links and descriptions and stuff being uploaded on Facebook to talk about that as well, and Twitter and even Instagram as well. So Fatslag won. My teammate was 2nd. Ravers Revenge was in 3rd. Wonder if we won the constructors. Not too sure. We finished in 7th place then with a great last corner move on Ritson. Our best lap time of 40.1. Probably definitely could have got it to a low 39s if we had the opportunity to run Rich Mix on the super soft tyre, on the ultra soft tyres. But 11th to 7th on the one-stop strategy is not too bad. Fat Slag managed it, so did Tim Veg Gaming and Culminates as well, although he did run I think nearly a third of that race on the ultra soft tyres. So that's it then. That is my 2 seasons in ILR as a racer over. Plenty of ups and downs. Podium at Malaysia is probably the highlight. In the first season I went I think 12 or 13 races, consecutive races, finishing inside the top 10. That was quite a nice record to have. And yeah, there's been a few other highs and lows during the season as well, but we ended on a high with a nice last corner, last lap move on Ritson, and I'll go into the chat and probably with him about that later on. So thank you very much for watching if you have. And do stay tuned, because there'll be a lot of other stuff coming up with some more stuff. Obviously a career mode on F1 2018. I'm now done with this game completely. That was it. I won't be on this again now until September, when 2018 drops August 24th. I'll probably get the game August 23rd, and then we'll be back onto the career mode. Unsure what team I'll go for. It might be Sauber partnering with Leclerc. Leclerc. That's probably the most viable option. Might go for the Williams because they're quite crap, or the McLaren as well. But do stay tuned, and there'll be plenty more coming up, F1 related goodies and stuff like that in the next coming months. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.